Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive
Oh,
into
exciting.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad
Yeah,
by Robert Kiyosaki.
it's a classic.
It is. It's been. I know it's been dissected a million times,
Right.
but
I think there's always something new to learn.
there is. We've got some fresh angles for you. We've gone through analyses, outlines, summaries, you name it,
Yeah.
to pull out the insights that really matter.
Cool.
Our goal, to see if Kiyosaki's advice still holds up in today's world, and more importantly, how you can use it to boost your own financial gain.
Well, it's interesting how this book, published back in 97,
Mm-hmm.
still resonates with people today.
Yeah.
I think it's because Kiyosaki tapped into something universal,
Yeah.
that desire for financial freedom.
Totally.
Back then, the economy was changing rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
The traditional path to security felt shaky,
Right.
and people were looking for new answers.
And Kiyosaki definitely offered a different perspective.
Yeah, he did.
Remember the whole two dads thing?
Oh, yeah.
His own father, the, quote, poor dad, worked hard but struggled financially.
Mm,
His friend's father, the rich dad, took a different approach
right.
and became a successful entrepreneur.
Exactly. And Kiyosaki's point is that it's not just about how much you earn, it's about your mindset
Oh, interesting.
and understanding how money works.
Okay.
He calls it financial literacy,
Mm-hmm.
but it goes beyond just balancing your checkbook.
Right.
It's about seeing opportunities where others see risks.
Okay.
It's about knowing how to make your money work for you,
Mm-hmm.
not the other way around.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about one of the book's most famous concepts,
Okay.
assets versus liabilities.
Yeah.
We've all heard it before,
Right.
but Kiyosaki gives it a unique spin, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He challenges the conventional definition.
Okay.
Remember, most people consider their house an asset, but Kiyosaki argues that if it's not generating income, it's actually a liability.
Oh.
It's costing you money every month in mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance, you name it.
That's a real mind shift
It is.
for a lot of people.
Big time.
And it ties into his big idea,
Mm-hmm.
escaping the, quote, rat race.
Oh, yes.
He's not just talking about getting out of a 9 to 5. He's
Yeah.
talking about breaking free from that cycle of working for money, spending it,
Right.
and never really getting ahead.
And that's where building assets comes in.
Okay?
Kiyosaki emphasizes investing in things that put money in your pocket, like rental properties,
Yeah.
dividend-paying stocks, or even starting a business.
Cool.
Now, it's not about becoming a millionaire overnight.
Right.
It's about taking control of your finances and creating a system
Wow.
where your money works for you.
I like that.
Mm.
So how does Kiyosaki suggest we actually escape this rat race?
Well, good question.
Does he offer, like, any concrete steps?
He does. Okay, good. One of the first things he emphasizes is tracking your income and expenses.
Oh, okay.
It sounds basic, but it's amazing how many people don't have a clear picture of where their money goes.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that.
Oh, me too.
He also talks about the importance of setting a budget specifically for investments.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about saving,
Right.
it's about putting that money to work.
Yes. And maybe even more importantly, he encourages us to reflect on our past financial decisions.
Interesting.
What worked?
Right.
What didn't? What lessons can we learn and apply moving forward?
Yeah.
It's about becoming a more conscious and proactive participant in our financial lives.
It's like taking ownership. Right.
Exactly.
Not just letting your finances happen to you,
Right.
but actively shaping them.
That's the key.
Now, one of the things that always stood out to me about Rich Dad, Poor Dad
Yeah.
is Kiyosaki's emphasis on entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to believe it's like the ultimate path to financial freedom.
He does. And for him, it's not just about starting the next big tech company.
Right.
It's about developing an entrepreneurial mindset,
Okay.
thinking creatively, being willing to take calculated risks, and looking for opportunities to generate income, even if it's a side hustle,
Yeah.
alongside your main job.
So it's about being open to possibilities
Right.
and not being afraid to step outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
It's not always easy, right? Kiyosaki himself talks about facing obstacles.
He does.
Oh, my
And
day.
he gets surprisingly specific about it.
Oh, does he?
He outlines 5 major obstacles that can trip us up.
Okay.
Fear,
Hmm.
Cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and even arrogance.
Arrogance.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
Right. You'd think it would be the opposite, like a lack of confidence.
Yeah, totally.
But Kiyosaki argues that overconfidence can be just as detrimental.
Interesting.
It can lead to complacency, closed-mindedness, and an unwillingness to learn and adapt. And he stresses that financial literacy is an ongoing journey. Market trends to understand.
It's about staying humble and constantly evolving.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've covered the two dads, assets versus liabilities, escaping the rat race, and the importance of an entrepreneurial mindset.
Right?
But there's another layer to Kiyosaki's philosophy that I think we need to explore.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
You're talking about his take on taxes and corporations, aren't you? This is where things get really interesting.
Right. That's right.
You got it. He dedicates a whole chapter to it, and it's often overlooked in casual discussions of the book.
It's understandable, though. Taxes can be a dry and complex topic for many.
Yeah.
But Kiyosaki argues that understanding how the tax code works, especially how it benefits business owners and investors, is absolutely crucial for building wealth.
He's not talking about tax evasion, right?
No, not at all. It's about tax efficiency.
Okay.
Kiyosaki points out that the tax code is written in a way that actually encourages entrepreneurship and investment. There are legal deductions, credits, and strategies you can use to significantly reduce your tax burden, leaving you with more money to reinvest and grow your wealth.
So it's about working with the system,
Yes,
not against it.
exactly.
And this is where the idea of corporations comes in, right?
Yes, yes.
He talks about how forming a corporation can be a powerful tool for protecting your assets and minimizing your tax liability.
Exactly. It's about structuring your finances in a way that aligns with the tax code and ultimately allows you to keep more of your hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Now, it's important to note that this is an area where professional advice is absolutely essential.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Don't just take Kiyosaki's word for it.
Right.
Consult with a qualified tax advisor or financial planner who can guide you
Yeah,
based on your specific situation.
absolutely. Taxes and corporations are complex topics. It's about doing your research, understanding the intricacies, and making informed decisions.
Absolutely.
And remember, Kiyosaki's book is just one perspective. It's a starting point for a conversation, a catalyst for thinking differently about money and wealth building.
That's a crucial point. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is meant to challenge conventional thinking,
Yeah,
not offer a one-size-fits-all solution.
right. It's about taking the principles he presents, applying them to your own life, and seeing what works for you.
Absolutely.
Now, let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about one of the most intriguing aspects of Kiyosaki's mindset.
Okay. Kiyosaki doesn't just focus on the mechanics of money. He digs deeper into the psychology of wealth.
Okay.
He talks about the rich dad mindset, this belief in abundance,
Oh,
the
yeah.
willingness to take calculated risks, and a relentless focus on learning and growing.
It's almost like he's saying your beliefs about money can actually shape your financial reality.
Exactly. And he contrasts this with what he calls a scarcity mindset.
Right.
This feeling that there's never enough,
Yeah.
that you're always struggling to make ends meet. He believes this mindset can keep you trapped in the rat race, even if you're earning a decent income.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It is.
If you believe you'll always be broke,
Yeah.
you're less likely to take risks or invest, which could actually prevent you from building wealth.
Precisely.
Yeah.
A rich dad mindset, on the other hand, sees opportunities where others see problems.
Oh, okay.
It embraces challenges as learning experiences
Right.
and views setbacks as temporary bumps in the road.
It's about resilience and adaptability, isn't it?
It is.
Being able to bounce back from those inevitable failures and keep pushing forward.
Absolutely. And it ties back to that idea of financial literacy.
Okay.
The more you understand about money,
Right.
the less intimidating it becomes.
Yeah.
You start to see it as a tool you can use to build the life you want rather than something that controls you.
It's about empowerment, isn't it?
It is.
Taking control of your finances instead of feeling like a victim of circumstance.
That's a great way to put it. Now, one of the things that Kiyosaki highlights about developing a rich dad mindset is overcoming fear. He talks a lot about the fear of failure, the fear of making mistakes, even the fear of success.
It's interesting. The fear of success. What does he mean by that?
Well, he argues that some people are actually afraid of what might happen if they become wealthy. They worry about the responsibility,
Hmm.
the pressure, the potential for envy or judgment from others.
It's almost like they sabotage their own success
Right.
because they're not prepared for the changes it might bring.
Exactly. And Kiyosaki believes that acknowledging and addressing these fears is crucial for breaking free from limiting beliefs and embracing the possibilities that come with financial freedom.
So it's not just about learning the technical aspects of money management. It's about understanding your own psychology, your own relationship with wealth.
Absolutely. And Kiyosaki even talks about the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people.
Okay.
He argues that our beliefs and behaviors are heavily influenced by those we spend the most time with.
That makes sense. If you're constantly hanging out with people who have a negative or scarcity-based mindset, it's going to be harder to develop a rich dad perspective.
Right. He encourages us to seek out mentors, advisors, and friends who are financially savvy, who share our ambitions, and who can provide support and guidance along the way.
It's about building a community of like-minded individuals
Yeah.
who can inspire and motivate you. Now, one of the things that I think really sets Rich Dad, Poor Dad apart from other personal finance books is Kiyosaki's focus on real estate.
Hmm.
He clearly sees it as a powerful tool for building wealth.
He does, and he speaks from personal experience.
Oh, okay.
Kiyosaki made his fortune primarily through real estate investments,
Yeah.
and he believes that it offers several unique advantages over other asset classes.
Like what are some of the specific benefits he highlights?
Well, for one thing, real estate is a tangible asset. You can see it, touch it, feel it. It's not just numbers on a screen.
That can provide a sense of security and stability,
Right. Yeah,
especially in uncertain economic times.
exactly. And he also talks about the power of leverage. With
Mhm.
real estate, you can use borrowed money
Right.
to acquire assets that appreciate in value,
Yeah.
potentially multiplying your returns.
Of course, leverage can also magnify your losses if the market turns against you.
Hmm.
It's important to remember that real estate investing carries inherent risks,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
just like any other investment.
Absolutely. And Kiyosaki doesn't shy away from discussing the challenges and potential pitfalls.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of thorough research, due diligence, and working with experienced professionals.
It's not about getting rich quick.
Right.
It's about making informed, strategic decisions. Now, one of the things that Kiyosaki talks about in relation to real estate is the concept of cash flow. He believes that generating positive cash flow is crucial for financial independence.
That's right. He emphasizes the importance of acquiring properties that generate more income than they cost to maintain. This steady stream of passive income
Yeah,
can provide financial security
right.
and allow you to pursue your passions without being tied to a job.
It's about creating a system where your money works for you,
It is.
even while you sleep.
Exactly.
Now, while Kiyosaki clearly favors real estate,
Yeah,
he also acknowledges the importance of diversifying your investments.
absolutely. He's not saying put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
He encourages readers to explore different asset classes, including stocks, bonds, precious metals, and even businesses.
It's about spreading your risk and creating a portfolio that aligns with your goals, your risk tolerance, and your time horizon. Now, one thing that Kiyosaki doesn't shy away from is the importance of financial education.
Right.
He believes that most schools fail to adequately prepare students for the real world of money.
He's a firm advocate for self-education, for seeking out knowledge beyond the traditional classroom. He encourages readers to read books, attend seminars, and learn from mentors who have achieved financial success.
It's about taking responsibility for your own financial literacy and not relying on outdated or incomplete information.
And he also emphasizes the importance of action. It's not enough to just read about money.
Right.
You have to actually apply what you learn.
Yeah.
He encourages readers to start small, experiment, and learn from their mistakes.
It's about developing a bias towards action, isn't it?
Yes.
Not letting fear or perfectionism hold you back from taking those first steps.
Exactly. And he stresses that the journey to financial freedom is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt.
Right.
But it's about persevering, learning from those experiences, and continuously evolving your approach.
It's about having a long-term vision and not getting discouraged by short-term fluctuations.
Now, one of the most controversial aspects of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is Kiyosaki's stance on traditional education.
Okay.
He's been criticized for suggesting that college is a waste of time and money.
That's definitely a strong statement.
Yeah,
But it's important to understand the context of his argument.
right.
He's not saying that all education is worthless.
Mm-hmm.
He's specifically challenging the idea that a college degree is the only path to success.
Right. He argues that the traditional education system often focuses on preparing students for jobs
Mm-hmm.
rather than teaching them how to create wealth or become entrepreneurs.
And he points out that many successful entrepreneurs and investors didn't follow the traditional path.
Yeah.
They dropped out of college, started businesses, and learned through real-world experience.
Exactly.
That's not to say that college is never valuable.
Right.
It's about recognizing that there are multiple paths to success,
Mm,
and that a college degree isn't the only measure of intelligence or potential.
I agree.
It's about finding the educational path that aligns with your goals and your learning style.
Mhm.
Now, one of the things that I find most compelling about Rich Dad, Poor Dad is Kiyosaki's emphasis on personal responsibility.
He believes that we are ultimately in control of our own financial destiny. We can't blame the government,
Right.
the economy, or our parents
Right?
for our financial situation.
Right.
It's up to us to take ownership of our finances and make choices that support our long-term goals.
It's about empowering ourselves, isn't it?
It is.
Recognizing that we have the agency to create the life we want, even if it requires challenging conventional wisdom and stepping outside our comfort zones.
And he also stresses the importance of giving back.
Okay.
He believes that true wealth is not just about accumulating money. It's about using your resources to make a positive impact on the world.
It's about aligning your financial goals with your values
Right.
and using your wealth to support causes you believe in. Now, while Rich Dad, Poor Dad offers a lot of valuable insights, it's also important to acknowledge that it's not without its critics.
That's right. Some people have questioned the accuracy of Kiyosaki's personal stories,
Right.
while others have criticized his investment strategies as being too risky or oversimplified.
It's important to approach any financial advice, whether it's from Kiyosaki or anyone else, with a critical eye.
I agree.
Do your research, consider multiple perspectives, and make sure the advice aligns with your own values and goals.
And remember, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is just one perspective. It's a starting point for a conversation, a catalyst for thinking differently about money and wealth building.
It's about taking the principles he presents, applying them to your own life, and seeing what works for you. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, let's reflect on some of the key takeaways.
We've learned about the importance of developing a rich dad mindset, embracing abundance, taking calculated risks, and focusing on continuous learning.
We've explored the power of financial literacy, understanding how money works, and using it as a tool to build wealth.
We've discussed the importance of building assets, generating positive cash flow, and diversifying your investments.
We've touched on the significance of overcoming fear, surrounding yourself with supportive people, and taking personal responsibility for your financial future.
And we've acknowledged the importance of approaching financial advice with a critical eye and tailoring it to your own unique circumstances.
So what does this all mean for you? How can you take these insights from Rich Dad, Poor Dad and apply them to your own life?
Yeah.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And it's one that only you can answer.
But hopefully this deep dive has given you some new perspectives, some
Yeah.
fresh ideas to play with.
Freaked
Maybe
out.
it's sparked a curiosity
Yeah.
to learn more about a specific investment strategy, or perhaps it's inspired you to finally take that first step
Right?
towards starting a side hustle.
Yeah, I love that.
The key is to find what resonates with you and your unique circumstances.
Absolutely.
And remember, financial literacy isn't a destination. It's a journey.
It's about constantly learning, adapting, and evolving your approach as you gain experience and knowledge.
So as we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with a thought.
Okay, hit us with it.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad is about more than just money. It's about challenging the status quo, questioning assumptions, and taking control of your own life.
It's about defining success on your own terms.
And building a life that aligns with your values and aspirations.
So what's one small step you can take today to start building that life?
Maybe it's finally reading that book on investing, or having a conversation with a financial advisor,
Right.
or simply committing to tracking your expenses for a month.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, make it actionable and make it yours.
I like that.
Because ultimately, financial freedom is about more than just money.
Totally.
It's about having the time, the resources, and the peace of mind to pursue your passions
Right.
and live a life of purpose.
So keep learning, keep exploring, and never stop challenging yourself to grow.
That's the key.
And until next time, Happy investing.